So, over 80% of the grocery stores have sugar added of some kind. That's either with the HFCS added, or regular corn syrup, or sugar solids, or an extract of some kind, or the barley, the malted barley. That's another type of sugar extract that's just renamed, or your concentrates, which is pretty much boiled down, boiling out the water. Those all are your fructose, or high in fructose types of sugars that really take away from a lot of your nutrients. So the concentrated, they're gonna they boil it down to just sugar. Even maple syrup, that stuff is really tough on the body. I was surprised of that, just based on personal experience and the contents. Sure, there's a lot of vitamins and stuff in it, but it's just not enough. But this 80% is quite a figure. Makes me wonder how we came to this spot where we're at this 80%. It's like, think 20, 30 years ago, 80s or 70s, it probably was not that high. It wasn't until the switch from sugar cane to corn syrup that we saw a spike in sugar consumption, because the sugar prices got a lot lower. And before that, the corn farmers were getting their subsidies by the government, so they were able to increase their production because they were getting a little extra money for it. And they got experimental with the excess, and now we have corn syrup, and it got cheaper, and it's really caused major problems with our shopping behaviors, because people can't find anything that's without added sugar. It's really tough. Even if you go in the health section, it's really tough. I've looked at many different health stores, and if you go to a lot of the bulk bin, the natural health store type places, they're right up there with the regular grocery stores. Not quite as much with the high percentage of sugar added, but they're up there. That granola, there's a lot of added sugar to that crap. So it doesn't matter, any food store. It's like pretty much the grocery stores have turned into candy stores, and the natural food stores are your safest bet. Well, if you don't include the farmers markets. Farmers markets, they do not add sugar. I would go so far to say as there is no added sugar at a farmer's market. That is just raw growth, raw harvest, down to its basic bare minimum. But the grocery stores, they've gotten too commercial, and it's gotten way out of hand with all the chemicals and stuff to entice people. It's very competitive. They have low profit margins, so that any little hiccup in their sales can send them into bankruptcy and insolvency. So the food manufacturers and the grocery stores have to keep their sales up and people interested in consuming as much as possible. So it's a loss for the consumer. We have worse choices because we've developed such a strong reliance on the grocery stores. 100 years ago, the people didn't have to rely on the grocery stores nearly as much as we do today. When was the first 24-hour grocery store open? How important is it that people have to be at the grocery store at midnight to get a snack? It's gotten out of hand, and the percentages are really showing the similarities, or coincidence with the obesity epidemic.